James Hitchings, class of 2024, will now perform the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This meeting will now come to order.
With gratitude and humility, we acknowledge that we are learning, speaking, and gathering on the ancestral homelands of the Mohican people, who are the indigenous peoples of this land. Despite tremendous hardship in being forced from here, today their community resides in Wisconsin and is known as the Stockbridge-Munsee community. We pay honor and respect to their ancestors, past and present, as we commit to building a more inclusive and equitable space for all. Berkshire Community College encourages lifelong learning and seeks to understand, appreciate, and acknowledge the history, legacy, and ongoing contributions of the indigenous peoples of Berkshire County. Through sustainable partnerships with the Stockbridge-Munsee community and allies, diversifying curriculum, including experiential learning opportunities and events that create platforms for Indigenous voices, BCC will honor and highlight the regional contributions of the local Stockbridge-Munsee community Band of Mohican Indians. Additionally, BCC aims to remove institutional barriers to accessing education by reviewing its institutional policies and procedures in order to identify and remove practices that exacerbate racial inequality. We invite you to engage in these efforts and learn about the important sacrifices of the Mohican Indians who have been systematically erased in history. In keeping with BCC's mission, we are proud to join other local organizations and regional efforts in raising awareness and respecting and honoring the contributions and knowledge that the Stockbridge-Munsee community has contributed to our present lives. Please be seated, and please also silence your cell phones. Okay. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 64th commencement of Berkshire Community College, the first community college in New England, on this beautiful day in the Berkshires. Thank you, Sheriff Thomas Bowler, for being here today to open and adjourn the special ceremony, and to soon-to-be graduate James Hitchings for your wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Thank you to the City of Albany Pipe Band for leading us into and out of the Kusavitsky shed. And thanks to our wonderful friends at Tanglewood and the BSO for allowing us to have our celebration here today. To our students and your families and friends, congratulations. To our faculty, staff, boards, and volunteers, you are all a critical component of what we are celebrating today. I wish to acknowledge and thank members of our platform party and several special guests who are not speaking or being personally honored this afternoon. Would you please stand as your name is announced? Senator Paul Mark, Representatives Smitty Pignatelli and Tricia Farley-Bouvier, Pittsfield Mayor Peter Marchetti, members of our Board of Trustees, Julia Bowen, Chair, Melissa Myers, Vice Chair, Laurie Kiley, Catherine Chacon, Danielle Gonzalez, Carlo Zeffirella, Jason Kyler, the newest member of our board, Michelle Rivers Murphy, and Students Trustee and soon-to-be graduate, Gloria Rodriguez de Sousa. Very soon you will hear from our valedictorian, Jessica Hall, and salutatorian, Logan Osorio. Members of our Foundation Board of Directors, many in the audience who are led by Jean DeLea, members of our Alumni Association, many in the audience led by Melissa Myers, members of the Executive Council and President's Cabinet. Faculty, administrators, and staff, thank you for an incredible year. A special thank you to the campus team, coordinated by Dean of Students Celia Norcross and ably assisted by Heather Seeley, Assistant to the President, and Jonas Sykes, Director of Marketing and Communications, who attended to all the details to make this ceremony so very special. And a warm welcome to former chair of our Board of Trustees and member of our Foundation Board of Directors, Susan Lombard, accompanied by her husband, David, over here, and to my BCC president, Paul Roberta, two people who are committed to the success of every student. It's always a joy to have you all with us. And we are so especially fortunate today to have faculty, soon to be emeritus, Michelle Darrow, with us. I've been intrigued by the navigation app on my phone. Navigation has evolved remarkably over the years, from Rand McNally maps to Garmin, North Star, and now the real-time apps on our phone that guide us as we walk, bike, drive, or use public transportation to get to our destinations. Earlier this year, I had an epiphany about how different forms of transportation cover the same mile in varying amounts of time. If I'm walking, it takes about 20 minutes to cover a mile. If I'm driving, the time varies significantly. On the Mass Pike or Route 7, it takes under a minute. In Pittsfield, it might take 8 to 10 minutes. And if I'm approaching Boston, a situation our delegation knows well, it can take almost an hour to travel a single mile. I use the navigation app no matter where I'm going, the supermarket, the college, or places I've never been. Some people ask why I use it for familiar places. I explain that accidents, construction, or other delays can arise, and the navigator redirects me or finds a more efficient route. Sometimes I've taken the same route for years without realizing that there's a better way. Efficiency might not always be my goal. Sometimes I prefer the scenic route or less traffic. Why am I sharing this with you today? I realize that there are parallels between navigating to a destination and your journey to this graduation day. Some of you have traveled quickly, like driving 60 miles an hour. Others have moved more slowly, perhaps with assistive devices. The time it took to reach this milestone varies greatly among you. You also had navigators along the way, guiding you on this journey. Sometimes you didn't need much guidance. Other times, you relied heavily on navigators to show you a new path or to help you map out the way forward. Take a moment to think about who your navigators have been. Parents, children, partners, friends, faculty members, academic advisors, student engagement staff, a supportive coworker, or anyone who encouraged you. Think about 2 or 3 people who played a critical role in your journey to this moment. Sometime this weekend, reach out to these navigators and let them know how important they were to your journey, even if you thought they were barriers at times. a lower grade, a suggested change in major, a family and work obligation that conflicted with schoolwork obligations. They likely had your best interests at heart. Reflect on how these challenges may have motivated you. Reach out and thank a classmate, study group member, faculty member, coworker, or family member who inspired or supported you. Let them know how they impacted your life so that they can continue to guide others. And consider how you can be a navigator for someone else. How can you help others complete their journeys? Congratulations to each of you on reaching this milestone. Your journey, with its unique challenges and triumphs, has brought you here today. Celebrate it. Thank those who helped you and look forward to the many destinations ahead. Congratulations to the class of 2024. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lori Gordy, Vice President of Academic Affairs. Lori will present our student speakers.
Thank you, President Kennedy. I also want to extend my welcome to our legislative delegation, Board of Trustees members, BCC faculty, staff, and administration, current and past, families and friends of the graduating class of 2024. We are here today to celebrate you for who you are and for what you've accomplished here at BCC. So my congratulations to all of you. It is indeed an honor to be here celebrating with all of you. Commencement is a visible way to see the transformative power of education. I know for me, my education was very transformative, and for many of us on the stage here today, it was as well. I hope that for all of you graduating from BCC today, that BCC has provided you with new ways of thinking, honed your skills, and fostered a commitment to lifelong learning. These ideas are reflected in the stories of the class of 2024, valedictorian and salutatorian. In their interviews, they highlighted the powerful influence of BCC faculty and staff members as they were exposed to new ideas and new experiences. They also noted the influential role their families played as role models in their lives. So I have the honor to introduce the class of 2024 valedictorian and the class of 2024 salutatorian to you today. Students earning excellent GPAs are considered for valedictorian and the salutatorian. They need to receive a recommendation from their faculty or staff advisor and be interviewed by the selection committee. The two students we recognize today as valedictorian and salutatorian have achieved academic excellence, received strong recommendations, and are well respected. Their stories, like many of yours graduating today, involve taking risks with the support of others. I invite you to listen to these messages, really listen, for understanding and guidance. So I'm introducing the valedictorian first. Jessica Hall graduates today with her Associates of Science in Early Childhood Education and operates her own in-home child care center. While not an easy decision as a mother, child care center teacher, and owner, Jessica was inspired to come back for her degree in early childhood education to ensure she was providing the highest quality learning experience for children. Her story exemplifies the ripple effects of education, as Jessica has already applied what she learns at BCC to teaching young children in her family child care center. Please join me in welcoming the 2024 valedictorian, Jessica Hall, to the podium.
Thank you, Lori. So, good afternoon, fellow graduates, esteemed faculty, parents, family, and distinguished guests. It is an honor to be standing here before you today as valedictorian. My name is Jessica Hall, and like many of you, I wear many hats: wife, mother, grandmother, student, and professional. I grew up in a small town in New York where I graduated 25 years ago. College wasn't for me at the time, but I knew the value of education and the places and opportunities it could afford me. That is why I went back to school when my son was 3, I completed my Associates in Business in 2007 from the University of Phoenix. During those years, I worked in financial institutions, and I loved what I did. Like everything, things change. My life took a turn when we expanded our family, and I left the corporate world to be a mom to our children. In 2012, I opened a family childcare out of our home in Pittsfield. I've had many, many amazing experiences with families over the years. I love building relationships, and it amazes me that the very first child enrolled in my program is now in 10th grade, and I'm still in contact with that family. I never anticipated going back to school in my 40s, but after taking many trainings over the years to adjust my thinking and approach to early education, something changed during a session on dealing with unwanted behaviors. Working with small children can be difficult at times, and helping a child work through their behaviors is a huge part of what we do. It lit a fire in me to go back to school and to get my degree in early education. So Laura and Allie, I thank you for that and all of your support. It was at this time that I talked to my husband about my desire to go back to school and the time it would take and the sacrifices we may face. When we told our children that I was going back to school, they looked at me like I was crazy. And they were like, why? I told them it just makes sense. I'm so invested in young children and helping their families. That is when I joined the early ed cohort, and it has been an eye-opening experience where I've been able to connect with other professionals in the field and could share ideas and best practices. This decision also made me think about my own childhood. My mom went back to school in her 30s, and she was a non-traditional student. That wasn't such a big thing in the 90s as it is right now, but I watched her work hard. She pushed through all of her assignments and family needs, and she did it. That is how I knew that I could do this. So Mom, thank you for taking the road less traveled and setting a model to follow. During the last 3 years, there have been lots of assignments, presentations, and papers. Balancing family work and school has not been an easy task. I have spent more than one evening sitting in my car at a ballet studio or at a football field completing assignments. One of my most memorable assignments was from my children's literature class. We had to read a book, any children's book, and create something, anything about that book. I picked Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate DiCamillo. At the time, I did not realize my daughter was also reading the same book in her class. It became something that we could do together. We talked about the book, we watched the movie, and she actually worked on the presentation and project with me. We created the mistake tree, and it still hangs in my daycare, all 6 feet of it. She even sat in on a few of the Zoom classes. When I received the phone call from BCC that I was this year's valedictorian, I was excited, overwhelmed, and so very thankful. This honor is not simply just my own. I would not be standing here today without the support of my family and the amazing advisors and professors at BCC. Barb, Alicia, and Adam, thank you does not seem like it is enough. Your guidance, encouragement, and support over these last 3 years is appreciated more than you know. You talked me off of many ledges and helped me stay grounded when I was overwhelmed or overthinking an assignment or project. And if you know me, you know I have a way of overthinking things. I am thankful to my family, my husband, children, parents, and in-laws. You cheered me on and encouraged me and gave me the confidence to complete my degree. I couldn't have done it without you. One thing that I keep thinking about as we conclude our time at BCC is that this is not the end. Going back to school as a non-traditional student helped me realize that you are never too old to learn something new. It could be a new perspective or a new subject. That is what I am taking away most from my time at BCC. As an early education teacher for the last 12 years, I have tried to create an environment of lifelong learning for the children in my care. Whether this is the end of your formal education or a continuation, you are all lifelong learners. I challenge you to look at other perspectives and to continue to learn, grow, and inspire those around you. I want to conclude with this quote from John Wooden. "The best leaders are lifelong learners. They take measures to create organizations that foster and inspire learning throughout. The most effective leaders are those who realize it is what you learn after you know it all that counts the most." Congratulations, class of 2024.
I so love Because of Winn-Dixie. Thank you, Jessica. It's a great book if you haven't read it. Highly recommend it. I also have the pleasure of introducing Logan Osorio, the class of 2024 salutatorian. Logan graduates today with an Associates of Arts in Fine Arts and is a guitarist and music producer. While at BCC, Logan was a member of BCC Honors Scholar Program, tutored, and learned how to run the soundboard. His story demonstrates how learning is both about self-improvement and societal improvement, as Logan sought to improve his performance and inspired others to do the same. Please join me in welcoming the 2024 salutatorian Logan Osorio to the podium.
Hello and welcome to all those in attendance. A thank you to all esteemed guests, faculty, and staff. I'm incredibly grateful to be standing here today. When I first came to BCC, it was well over a decade ago. I was going to preschool here while my mom worked on her associate's degree. When I finally got to see my mother graduate, I set a goal for myself. I would one day graduate from college too. Seeing the ceremony and recognizing my mother's accomplishment inspired me to do the same. I was impatient for some of elementary school and wanted to reach this goal faster. However, I still had many grades to get through and obstacles to overcome. It dawned on me that this impatience made school less enjoyable and harder to get through. I realized that instead of letting myself spend my time upset that I wasn't in college, I could spend it happier and college would come in time. I needed to trust school and just keep showing up until I got to where I wanted to be, and now I'm here. A similar realization came to me with my creative pursuits. I'm a musician, I make beats, write lyrics, play guitar and piano. When I first started all of these though, I sucked. My old beats were poorly mixed, sloppily produced, and my old lyrics are painful to revisit. I could barely play a note on the guitar that wouldn't buzz, I couldn't play in time, and I couldn't play in any key that wasn't C major on the piano. For a lot of these pursuits, I'd get frustrated. I'd finish making a beat and feel awful because it wasn't on par with the work of Jay Dilla or Ninth Wonder. My brain then associated beat making with these feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. My brain learned to avoid this pain, so for periods, I stopped creating. That was until I realized the frustration of not reaching my goals was the only thing keeping me from them. My frustration kept me from making beats and enjoying making beats. I needed to eliminate this frustration by embracing and trusting the process. I trusted in the school process, and it got me through college. Now I needed to trust the creative process. Producing is an important outlet for me, and if I lost it, I'd have no way to get these thoughts out of my head. I need a way to process the things I see and hear every day and interpret old musical traditions like jazz, soul, and hip-hop in new ways. Embracing how bad my beats were, I kept working, enjoying, and savoring every development that made my beats a little less awful. When I revisit beats from months ago, I see clearly that trusting the process works. I just went back to this one beat that sounded like it was engineered to make sure no one bounced their head to it. The bass was overpowering, the snare lacked impact, the melody was boring. I was able to bring this beat back to life with the skills I'd acquired in the last months. I'd already gotten closer to my goals. Even now that I'm a better producer, I still have days where I make a horrible beat, but I recognize this as a part of the process. If I didn't have this mindset, it would have been too painful to keep working, and I surely would have quit. In the same way, I have to imagine that if I hadn't conquered my frustration towards school, I would have lost motivation. Andre 3000's journey with wind instruments has also inspired this revelation for me. Inspired by John Coltrane, he picked up the saxophone and decided to play it on his album, The Love Below. He recently called his playing on this album horrible, but he said, quote, "Even if it's horrible, you're gonna believe it." He was comfortable with his horrible playing, and he even embraced it. 20 years later, he released New Blue Sun, an instrumental album featuring him playing various wind instruments. He stayed on his journey for the last 20 years and was able to make improvements because he embraced how bad he was and trusted the process. We're all here today because we didn't give up. This graduation serves as a testament to our perseverance and dedication to our ambitions, no matter how far out or impossible they may seem. Each beat I make can seem like an impossible task, but I persevere, and each finished beat, good or bad, is an accomplishment. Today, we're all achieving our goal of graduating from BCC. The conclusion of this goal will lead to the birth of new goals for many of us. This goal may be very far off now, and you may be very bad at it, but rather than seeing this as a failure, I encourage and challenge you to see this as a necessary part of your journey. Again, I'd like to thank everyone in attendance today and congratulate my fellow graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica and Logan, for those inspiring words. We are so fortunate to have you representing our graduates this afternoon. Dr. Michelle E. Darrow, please join me at the podium. Dr. Michelle Darrow joined Berkshire Community College in 1994 and has had an indelible impact on the college and its students. One of her most significant accomplishments was establishing the Physical Therapy Assistant degree program. Leading an accredited program is a challenging task, requiring a delicate balance between college needs and accreditor requirements. Michelle's success in this role for nearly 3 decades is a testament to her dedication and expertise. Describing herself as a dog with a bone, Michelle's colleagues know her lasting success stems from her deep and enduring commitment to her students. Michelle's passion for teaching extended beyond the classroom. She introduced SAIL, Stay Active and Independent for Life, to BCC, a system of balance, fitness, and strength exercises for people age 65 and older. She not only taught SAIL classes, but also prepared her students to become future SAIL instructors. Her commitment to student success is evident in the high pass rates of BCC graduates on the State Board of Physical Therapists exam, often surpassing the national average. Michelle's dedication to access and quality aligns perfectly with BCC's mission and values. She facilitated articulation agreements with other colleges to ease student transfers to and from BCC's PTA program. A leader in assessment, Michelle served as a role model for best practices and running an accredited program. She also created and supported wellness community events, enhancing the quality of life for both BCC and the broader Berkshire community. BCC is undeniably a better institution because of Michelle's commitment, wisdom, and numerous contributions over the years, it is an honor to recognize Dr. Michelle E. Darrow as Professor Emeritus of Physical Therapy Assistant Program. Congratulations, Michelle. I'm going to have a brief digression from our formal program. For most of the past 22 years, the Massachusetts representative, whose district we sit in today, has been on this stage celebrating the accomplishments of his constituents and their families. Smitty Pignatelli recently shared with us that he will not be running for re-election this fall. After more than 40 years in formal public service, Rep. Smitty has assured us that his commitment to this community will continue, albeit in a less formal capacity. In his communication to all of us, Smitty quoted two philosophers. Former Speaker of the Massachusetts House of Representatives, Tom McKee, the man the McGee unit at Berkshire Medical Center is named for, and a Lynn, Mass native, as am I, said, "When I put my head down at night, knowing I have helped even just one person, I've had a good day." And Ted Lasso, of Believe fame, said, "If you care about someone and you got a little love in your heart, there ain't nothing you can't get through together." Smitty, please accept our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation for your contributions to our community and your unwavering focus on issues that impact the quality of life for all of us in the Berkshires and often for people across Massachusetts. Thank you and all good wishes as you navigate the next chapter of your journey. Congratulations. It is always particularly special to welcome back a graduate to deliver a commencement address. Alumni speak in very personal and meaningful ways about the impact of this college on their lives. Today, we are honored to have Charles Redd, class of 1995, as our commencement speaker. Charles grew up in Boston, raised by his hard-working, plain-speaking, and loving single mother, whose profound influence is still evident in his life. This is something I have come to appreciate deeply through Charles's Dignity Friday posts. After high school, Charles worked as a nurse's aide before finding his way to the Berkshires. Here, he worked for a while, and following the birth of his daughter, enrolled at our college. Years later, Charles was accepted into the nursing program, and the rest, as they say, is history. He has since dedicated his career to nursing in the Berkshires and the Pioneer Valley. Currently, Charles serves as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer at Berkshire Health Systems. His impact is palpable, as demonstrated by the fact that the January graduates of our Associate Degree in Nursing program selected him as their keynote speaker for their pinning ceremony. Please join me in welcoming Charles Redd.
Thank you very much. That loud enough? Hopefully. This is truly overwhelming for me. 29 years ago, I was sitting where all of you were sitting. Probably some of you weren't even born yet, 29 years ago. So back in April of this year, I was leaving work at BMC, and I ran into President Kennedy. And she said she wanted to speak to me. So we set up this time to meet at Panera in Pittsfield. And of course, I was wondering, why does she want to meet with me? I had all these crazy ideas going through my head. Maybe she needs a vice president. Could you imagine? We'd have this poster, we'd be standing back to back with our arms crossed like this. And the caption would say, "Kennedy Redd, turning hope into possibility." the team that is really making the Berkshires in America great again. It's amazing kind of what runs through your head sometimes. We had this amazing hour-long conversation on April 16th, 2024 at 6:30 a.m. We discovered many things we had in common. We're both early morning people, and we grew up not too far from each other in the eastern part of the state. We shared childhood memories and our thoughts on life. After 40 minutes into conversation, she shared with me why she wanted me to meet with me. She asked me if I would be the commencement speaker for the graduating class of 2024. I cannot describe the emotions I was feeling. It took all my strength not to cry. It was 29 years ago when I graduated from BCC, and the memories and emotions of those times came rushing back all at once. My life has come full circle, and I had the opportunity once again to give back to an institution that is responsible for opening doors that I thought were closed. As I often do when BCC reaches out to me with a request, I say yes. Now, President Kennedy told me I could take as much time as I wanted. But most speakers keep it to 10 to 12 minutes. I want you to know that this day is about you. So I will honor that by keeping my speech short so that your real celebration can happen with the people who supported you in your journey. I want you to know that I understand that any one of you or any past graduate of BCC could be up here giving this speech today. So we're going to start right here and everybody come up one at a time. We all have stories of triumph, roadblocks, and struggles we needed to overcome. In our journey, we all shared one thing in common: BCC, the jewel of the Berkshires. I have had success in my life as a nurse. I spent 18 years at Bay State Medical Center, held leadership positions such as the Director of Emergency Services and Behavioral Health at Bay State Franklin. I earned my Bachelor's in Nursing from Elms College in 2014 and a Master's degree in Healthcare Administration at Southern New Hampshire University in 2020. I was recently the Quality Director for Fairview Hospital in Great Barrington, and on August 1st, 2022, I became the first Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer for Berkshire Health Systems. You know, outside of my amazing family, which my son and my daughter are sitting over here, the one accomplishment I hold above all those is the associate's degree in nursing that I earned at BCC. BCC was there when I was at my lowest point in life. BCC was there to help me when I did not value myself or think that I could ever amount to anything. When I think of BCC, I think of three words: hope, dignity, and possibilities. So today, in the time we have left, I want to celebrate the amazing college on top of the hill on West Street in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, Berkshire Community College. All right, keep it together, Charles. Hope. It was January of 1989 when I walked into the classroom of Professor Tim Walter. He was my English professor. I was afraid that that first day, because I struggled with reading and writing. I didn't at the time understand I was battling dyslexia. I just thought I wasn't smart. It got to the point where I would write poorly so you couldn't notice that my spelling was terrible. I would try to avoid reading to my daughter because I was embarrassed because I struggled with reading. I would pray she would choose Goodnight Moon because I had that one down. The very first day, Professor Walters challenged us. He challenged me. And when others thought I wasn't going to pass, Professor Walter held the door open for hope. He said, I don't give out many A's, but if you want one from me, this is what you need to do. He drew the blueprint, I followed. It was hard, but on the last day, I, Charles Redd, received one of the 2 A's in the class. Thank you, Professor Walters, and all the professors at BCC for giving me hope when I felt hopeless. Dignity. It was 1993. It was my first year in the nursing program. On that very first day, we were told when graduation day arrives, half of you aren't gonna be here. If you work a full-time job, you will struggle because this program was a full-time job. I didn't know what to do. I had to work 2 jobs because I had to take care of my family. I had to pay for school myself, all my books and supplies. There were amazing people like Pat Breen and the team in the bursar's office who helped me. They understood my situation and kept the door open for opportunity for me to succeed. I had to do the work, but I could not have been successful if they had not treated me with dignity. Thank you, Pat, and the faculty, nursing faculty of the class of 1995. You met me where I was at, supported me through the challenges, and believed in me when I struggled to believe in myself. Possibilities. Professor Susan Pinsker was my human growth and development instructor, and she was also the faculty lead for the BCC Diversity Council. It was at that time I began to find my voice. Professor Pinsker gave me the opportunity to speak in front of several classes. I was able to share my story and my struggles growing up as a Black youth in a single-parent home in Boston. Through our work on the Diversity Council, we shared and talked openly about the challenges we faced on campus and in the community. I was learning to become a leader. I was learning to become the voice for those who struggle to speak up for themselves. That was me before I came to BCC. Thank you, Susan, and all the professors of BCC who taught me that with hard work, the possibilities are endless. Even if we fall, we learn from our failures, get back up, and move forward. And in the words of Denzel Washington, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Hope, dignity, and possibilities. That is what BCC has given to me and all its students since 1960. I haven't always been the best person. I haven't always made the best choices. My life began to change when I decided to come to BCC. They gave me hope for a better future. They showed me the importance of honoring dignity, and that with hard work and perseverance, the possibilities are endless. I honor BCC every day by paying forward what they have given to me, and that is to help open the door of opportunity for others. No matter your role or your job, no matter what your role or your job is at BCC, know that you are part of this celebration and the success of everyone here today. Out of all the achievements in my life, none can compare to my experience at BCC. I hope you take what you learned from this college and go out and change the world. Every journey begins when you take that first step. Today, Your first step to turning your dreams into reality starts for you as a graduate of BCC. Take today and celebrate and thank those who supported you on this road to success. And I leave you with 3 quotes I love to say to my children as they cover their ears and roll their eyes. Believe and you will achieve. Teamwork makes the dream work. And reach for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll be among the stars. All of you are stars. And welcome to the BCC family, making successful people since 1960. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles, for sharing with us and inspiring us to see hope, dignity, and possibility. Vice President Laurie Gordy will now present the candidates for diplomas.
That's what I get for drinking water, sorry. And now for the main event, the reason why you've worked so hard and risked so much. I will present the candidates for the diplomas by calling upon each program advisor to read their graduates' names as the students come forward. We'll begin with the associates. I'd like to introduce Karen Hines, who will be reading the names of the students receiving Associates in Arts and Business Administration, Associates in Science and Business Careers, and the Certificate in Entrepreneurship.
The business department consists of 2 degree programs and a certificate. We view ourselves as a team, so we are here in no particular order. Our first person who would be graduating is Tatiana Destiny Falwell with a business administration. Ariana R. Kendall in business administration. Ariana Diana Dos Santos, Business Administration. Matthew Seward, Business Careers. Brian Augusto Rojas, Entrepreneurship. Karen Michelle Pinos, Business Administration. Alexandra Michelle Ortiz, Business Administration. Priscilla Jerry Lee, Business Administration. Noah J. Collingwood, Business Administration. Louis Russo, Business Administration. Josh M. Perrier, Business Careers. Owen A. McNeil, Business Administration.
And now, Karen Hines will be reading the names of the students receiving the Associates in Science in Computer Information Systems and Certificates in Computer Information Systems Programming and Certificates in Computer Information Systems Networking.
William David Garrity Jr., Computer Information Systems.
And now Rena Bucknell will be introducing students receiving Associates in Science in Criminal Justice and the Certificate in Law Enforcement.
Jorge De Jesus. Angelique Marie Levesque. Victoria Marie Pevsner. Tracy Marie Stoddard. No hugs. Matthew Urovi. Casey Yerick. Amelio Giacino. Certificate in Law Enforcement, Matthew McCormick.
And now Patricia Kay will be introducing the students receiving Associates in Science in Early Childhood Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education Intermediate, and Certificate in Early Childhood Education Introductory.
Amanda J. McLenathan, Associate's Degree in Early Childhood Education. Hillary E. Solomon, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Education. Maybelline Burgos, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Education. Our valedictorian, Jessica Hall, Associate Degree in Early Childhood Education. Ariel J. Kuhn, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Education. Madison J. Manning, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Ed. Caden M. Kelly, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Education. Emily Sarah Goody, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Education. Shanika O. Richmond, Associate Degree, Early Childhood Education. Jackie Lehman, Introductory Certificate in Early Childhood Education. Heather R. George, Associate Degree in Early Childhood Education.
Lisa Marie Pulver, Medical Coding.
Now we have Jose Calmeros presenting the students receiving Associate's in Science degree in Engineering and Associate's in Science degree in Engineering Technology.
Keelan J. Pratt. Adam C. Licht. Gloria Beatriz Rodriguez de Souza. Chloe Rose Haas. Alison Dana Sanchez. Cameron J. Turner.
And now, Bruce Wynn will be presenting the students receiving Associate's in Science degree in Environmental Science.
Nicole M. Filio. Kimberly Pelletier. Cody J. Planky.
And now Dr. Ellen Shanahan will be presenting the students receiving Associates in Arts and Fine Arts, Certificate in Studio Art, and Certificate in Music Production.
Logan D. Osorio. Logan is also receiving his music production certificate. James R. Hitchings. Music. James is also receiving his music production certificate. Allison V. Behan, Theater Arts. Matthew Robert Garrity, Theater Arts. Matt is also receiving his technical theater certificate. Caden Michael Griffin, Visual Arts. Catherine Sanchez, Visual Arts. Kyle Reardon, Music Production Certificate. Connor F. Burns, Technical Theater. Alexander H. Estrada, Technical Theater Certificate.
And now Dr. Judy Gower will be presenting the students receiving Associates in Science and Health Science.
Tessa Claire Zoido. Elizabeth Eve Duziak. Seth A. Schulteis.
And now, Gina Foley, presenting the students receiving Associates in Natural and Physical Sciences.
Anastasia Bolatova.
Now, Dr. Kari Dupuy, presenting the students receiving Associates in Science and Human Services, Certificate in Addiction Recovery Assistant, Certificate in Human Services, and Certificate in Mental Health Worker.
Stella Asamoah, Certificate in Human Services. Mari Dus, Associate in Science and Human Services and Certificates in Human Services, Addiction Recovery, and Mental Health Worker. Jean Grant, Associate in Science and Human Services, and Certificates in Human Services and Mental Health Worker. Stephanie Lecanto Dougherty, Certificates in Human Services, Addiction Recovery, and Mental Health Worker.
And now, Dr. Charles Park, representing the students receiving Associates in Arts and Liberal Arts.
Lexi Helena Morse. Jaden Johnson. Simon Mercier. Alicia Williams. Marina Dominguez. Marley Fitch. Penny Pixley Walsh. Hannah Lavardi Earl.
Yeah! Skip the middle name.
Rafael Rivera. Israela Jornet. Kayla Mullaney. Emily Nicholas. Carolyn Paris. China Williams.
And now, Kelly Abozic, representing the students receiving the Associates in Science and Nursing.
All right. Samantha Knox. Lubia Snow. Nyasia Johnson. Jason Donnelly. Jessica Chapman. Heather Punton. Ashley Widow. Brianna Rogers. Sarah Royal. Alyssa Anderson. But that's the final, right? Sarah Samasi Fofana. Jeptui Cheritic. Tom Atimbo. Weiwei Shi. Wendy Rose Parmalee. Bridget Reed. Chastity Gelati. Adrian Hansen. Jacqueline Blake. Caitlin Ray Crozier. Mia Alpi.
Now, Katie Polchapek will be presenting the students receiving certificates in practical nursing.
Tina Andrews. Guadalupe Herrera. Peter Iera. Gael Joseph. Nicole Lishanes. Mireille Moussoe.
And now, the chair of the Berkshire Community College Board of Trustees, Julia Bowen, will confer the degrees.
Will the candidates please rise? On behalf of the Board of Trustees, in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty and the president of Berkshire Community College, and by the power vested in me by the Department of Higher Education of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I hereby confer the degrees of Associates in Arts, Associate in Science, and the appropriate certificates to the graduating classes of 2024. I'm sure you'll want to join me, all others, in congratulating and wishing our graduates well. Hold on to your hats. Hold on to those. To symbolize your new status as graduates, you may now move the tassel on your mortarboard from the right to the left. Congratulations.
Thank you, Julia Bowen, and congratulations to the class of 2024. Please welcome Melissa Myers, the president of the BCC Alumni Board. Melissa has a few remarks for our newest alumni.
You know, when you're standing between some bunch of graduates in a party, you better be quick. Hi, I'm Melissa Myers, former student trustee. I'm graduate of the class of 1989, the current president of the BCC Alumni Association, and the alumni elected trustee on the college's Board of Trustees, where I serve as vice chair and chair of the board's Student Success Committee. As you've already no doubt discovered, BCC is a pretty special place. As one of BCC's leaders recently said to me, it's a great time to be in higher education in the state of Massachusetts. There's funding from a variety of places to help defray the costs of college, and additional funding to help ensure each student is approached from an equity lens to help ensure they can be successful. I am so excited and honored to be the first person to say to each of you, BCC's graduating class of 2024, that it's official. Welcome to the club. You are now one of many alum whose lives have been enriched by their experiences at BCC. No matter what your circumstances, I have no doubt that you've had help to get to this goal. BCC and your support system were there when you were ready and needed them, so I encourage you to find ways to pay it forward so others can reach their goals. I also encourage you to keep in touch with your fellow alum in the Alumni Association by sharing your stories and updates, considering joining our board at some point, and contributing to our Alumni Scholarship Fund if you're able. Some of you in purchasing the cords, or some of your loved ones here and getting some flowers for you have already done that. In 2019, the BCC Alumni Association began giving out an annual scholarship specifically reserved for the child of an alum. We continue to fundraise to grow this fund beyond the original $10,000 needed to make it self-sustaining. Thank you for your help. President Joe Biden recently said at a graduation ceremony, "Leadership is about fighting through the most intractable problems. It's about challenging anger, frustration, and heartbreak to find a solution. It's about doing what you believe is right, even when it's hard and lonely." You are all future leaders. Every one of you graduating today, you'll face complicated, tough moments. In these moments, you'll listen to others, but you'll have to decide, guided by knowledge, conviction, principle, and your own moral compass. It's true. I hope you take the seeds of knowledge that BCC has planted and continue to water and feed them. Keep asking questions and keep learning. Never forget, you are unique. You are smart, you are capable, and it's up to you what you do with those gifts. Congratulations, thank you for allowing me to be part of your celebration today, and welcome to the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Melissa. This concludes the 64th commencement ceremony of Berkshire Community College. On behalf of everyone at the college, I wish each of you success and happiness in whatever path you choose.
By the powers vested upon me as sheriff in the county of Berkshire, the 64th commencement of Berkshire Community College is hereby terminated. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.